The human endocrine system is a collection of glands. In this picture, we'll have a look at some of the important endocrine glands of the human body. We begin with the pituitary gland. It is found at the base of the forebrain. In fact, close to the pituitary gland, you can find a hypothalamus. The hypothalamus and the pituitary gland work in coordination to form the neuroendocrinal system. There is a pineal gland here, which is found in between the cerebral hemispheres. Moving downwards in the neck, we have the thyroid gland. We have parathyroid gland made up of 4 lobes. 2 lobes lie on each side on the dorsal surface of the thyroid gland. Here is the thymus, but as an individual grows, the size of the thymus keeps on reducing. It is the biggest in the case of a baby. Above the kidneys, you have the adrenal glands. Well, pancreas is a very interesting gland. It's both exocrine and endocrine. Endocrine glands, as you know, their secretions are poured into the blood, and the secretions of the endocrine glands are called as the hormones. So the islets of Langerhans is a group of cells in the pancreas that secretes the hormones into the blood. Ovary and testes are also examples of mixed glands, that is exocrine and endocrine. We'll study some of them in detail. We'll begin with the pituitary gland. The pituitary gland is made up of 3 lobes, the anterior, the middle and the posterior. As I mentioned earlier, the pituitary gland, though we call it as the master endocrine gland, doesn't work without the triggers given by the hypothalamus. Hypothalamus releases chemicals which are releasing hormones and also inhibiting hormones. The anterior lobe of the pituitary secretes many hormones. Some of them are the thyroid stimulating hormone. This hormone, when secreted by the pituitary gland, will stimulate the thyroid gland to secrete thyroxine. You have another hormone, the growth hormone, secreted by the anterior lobe of the pituitary. It affects the growth of an individual. If secreted in excess, the growth hormone, it could lead to gigantism, and if the quantity of growth hormone is insufficient, it could result in dwarfism. Likewise, you have adrenocorticotropic hormone. This hormone affects the activity of another endocrine gland, that is the adrenal gland lying on top of these kidneys. You have another hormone secreted by the anterior lobe, that is the follicle stimulating hormone. The follicle stimulating hormone helps in the maturation of the Graafian follicles inside the ovary, secretes the hormone estrogen in females. Yet another hormone secreted is the luteinizing hormone by the pituitary gland, that is its anterior lobe. The luteinizing hormone stimulates the interstitial cells of the testes to produce the male sex hormone testosterone. In the female, it causes the ripe ovum to be released. Another hormone here would be the luteotropic hormone, which helps in the maintenance of pregnancy in females and the secretion of progesterone, which stimulates the mammary glands to secrete milk. The posterior lobe of the pituitary gland has 2 important hormones, the antidiuretic hormone which maintains blood pressure and prevents the kidney from excreting too much of water. That is, it helps in osmoregulation. Another hormone of the posterior lobe of the pituitary is oxytocin, which helps the uterus to contract during childbirth and stimulates the mammary glands to release the stored milk. What about the middle lobe of the pituitary gland? The middle lobe secretes the melanocyte stimulating hormone, which is associated with the color of the skin, and it also regulates the content of lipids in hair. No wonder the pituitary gland, with so many hormones, it's called as the master endocrine gland of the system. In fact, it acts as an executive officer, helping other organs to execute their functions. We next move on to the thyroid gland. As mentioned, the thyroid gland is in the neck. It secretes the hormone thyroxine. Thyroxine determines the basal metabolic rate. Formation of thyroxine requires the mineral iodine. If there is a deficiency of iodine, there would be malfunctioning of the thyroid gland, which could swell, resulting in a goiter. There are a number of other defects if the thyroid stimulating hormone and the thyroid gland do not work in coordination, which means there is a feedback mechanism that operates in the endocrine system. When too much of thyroxine has been secreted by the thyroid gland, it will have an effect on the TSH, that is the thyroid stimulating hormone, which is now secreted in lesser quantities by the pituitary gland. The situation could also be reverse. If we do not take in enough of iodine in our diet, it would affect the release of thyroxine by the thyroid gland. When thyroxine is less, more of the thyroid stimulating hormone would be secreted by the pituitary gland. We move on to the adrenal glands. The adrenal gland can be taken as a double gland because the adrenal gland can be divided into two portions. The outer region called as the adrenal cortex and the inner region called as the medulla. The main hormones secreted by the adrenal cortex are the corticoids in the form of gluco and mineralocorticoids. The basic function of the adrenal cortex is to combat stress, by which it is meant that it influences the body, helps the body to fight infection, fatigue, starvation. Glucosteroids or glucosteroids regulate the metabolism of carbohydrates, proteins and fats. The mineralocorticoids function at the nephron tubules of kidney and prevent sodium and water to pass in the urine. The medulla of the adrenal gland, it produces two hormones, adrenaline and noradrenaline. The emotional stress of anger, fear or depression causes quick release of more adrenaline, which is called stress. These hormones function in such a way that they help the body to handle all emergency situations, that is referred to as a fight or flight response. The pancreas, it has a group of cells called as the islet of Langerhans, and inside the islet of Langerhans there are alpha and beta cells. The beta cells secrete insulin and the alpha cells secrete glucagon. See, both of them are totally different in their function. Insulin never allows the glucose levels to rise in the blood, whereas glucagon has a function especially between meals. When the glucose level falls, the alpha cells secrete glucagon. We move on to the testes, which is also a mixed gland. The male sex hormone secreted by the testes is the testosterone. It helps in the development of secondary sexual masculine characters, that is the beard, voice and other characters. The ovary secretes two important hormones at different times, well, under the influence of the pituitary gland, that is estrogen and progesterone. Estrogen helps in the development of the secondary sexual characters in females.